Morning, Sauger. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing all right today. Just kind of forming a little bit of a plan here on the watch list. Morning, Work Diver. Good to see you, man. So I'll tell you what I'm looking at this morning. Let's see. Need to make that bread today. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'm looking at this morning. I think mRNA could get a push down through 76. Hopefully we don't get that in pre-market. You can see I actually took a trade on it and ended up getting out break even. It says 50 here, but you can see I only sold 40 of that 50, so and then I bought them back. It looked like I really thought we were going to get a quicker breakdown, but we didn't, so I got out break even, and it ended up coming all the way up to 77.20. But now, I feel like if we break back down through 76.20 and we crack 76, I think we can get a continuation here down, towards the 60s, maybe 70. But mRNA is tricky. It really is. And I think there was some kind of offering on it. Let me see here. Let me pull this back up. I think it was like $1 billion, let's see. Let me just. So, yeah, they're raising 1.3 billion at $76. So, yeah, but I don't know. I think if it remains weak, this could be kind of the backside of it. I mean, I think we could definitely come up and retest some of these levels here, and I'd probably be looking for some sort of a trend line rejection around $80. I think that would be reasonable, and I would at least start a position there with 50 shares. I mean, not much at all. I'd be ready for a break and a test of these levels, maybe to add another 50 shares just to see if we can get enough of a pullback to trend line for me to get out with a little bit of profit on those 100 shares. So that's kind of what I'm looking at with mRNA. So again, it's either, are we gonna get a good significant crack through $76 and continuation down past 74.22, and of course, we would need to break this critical level right around 75.50. We can see there's a little bit of support there. But if we get through 75.50 and get a continued rundown through 74.22, we really could go for a gap fill. With Moderna, I think it's going to be, the action's probably going to be a little choppy. So we've got to be prepared for that as well. But that's where I'm going for a short position. I'm really not longing mRNA at all today. But I think that I just think there's a lot of opportunity to the short side. Like I said, even if it gets bought up like all the way to 80s, somewhere in the 80s, I think it could still pull back off of this trend line and ultimately today roll over and make its way down. So that's what I'll be looking for. But as far as the longs are concerned, I actually have a few longs on here, and you know what? I need to. NVAX is not one of them. I think NVAX is going to do the same thing. I think it'll come up. Maybe test the 60s levels, or maybe test some of these levels here or up here, and I think it'll eventually pull back down. I don't necessarily think it's going to get the move that mRNA is going to get, but I think it's going to get some sort of a move like mRNA. So let me go ahead and just move that up there so I can group those together. DVAX is one that, believe it or not, I'm actually looking to go long on. And this seems like, if this cracks through here, 746, I think it's going to have a good a good bit of to move up. I think it can move up at least to the $10 areas. That's where you kind of start getting into some of this previous area of support, turn consolidation, and but I really am looking to go long on this. We see that it's come up. It's pretty much held this 650 level, 640 level, whatever, multiple times, and that's proven to be a really strong level. All we need is an official breakout. And what I like about this chart pattern is it's not like we had a run up, an attempted break, and then we were forming lower highs, and then finally, even though we were touching support, we're forming lower highs. So eventually, a lot of times in those situations you break, and they make really great shorts. But this actually came up twice here, failed, but then came up again, broke through, formed a higher high, and then now we formed a higher low or a lower high here. But this is what I'm saying. If we can really crack through these areas here at 750, I think we're going to go. I think there's going to be a great long today. I really do. And this is even one of those ones where I would even consider getting in. I would even almost take 100 shares right here, because we could get a $3 or $4 move from here, and we're risking 40 cents, roughly 40 cents. Now we do have a really big order here on the bid, but I don't know. And maybe even this would be one of those things where if it starts slowly coming down during pre-market, that would give better entry point. I might even go, if it comes down to the 650s, I might even go in with 200 shares and just have a stop at 640. I mean, it would be that simple. 10-cent stop for a potential $3 to $4 move. And I think it's possible that we could get that. Now, the reason I'm long biased on that is not, well, okay, so the technicals look good. It is a higher float stock, but they had it's more coronavirus stuff. It's more COVID-19 vaccine news. And so, oh, excuse me. People are still, good morning, Yoni B. Good to see you, man. People are still hype about it. They really are, and so I see no reason why this can't be a good play today. Again, with the fundamentals combined with the technicals, now obviously this could be one of those moves where it just shoots all the way down here and then eventually curls around and comes up. We don't know, which is why I said that, if it starts coming down, I'll start sizing in. But if it breaks 640, and here's the thing, that is going to be the rule. That's going to be the rule. You can't cheat yourself on that stuff. Because then what happens is you say, well, what if it breaks 640, but it's just a fake out? Okay, well, if it's a fake out and it ends up holding that level, that's going to give you all the more reason to jump back in and get ready for the move up. But I would get out at 640 because God knows, who knows? This could end up dumping all the way down to, $5.50 or $5, and you don't want to be in for that. If you can catch this at roughly, if you can even come in now at 100 shares, you're risking $40. $40 to potentially make, anywhere from 100 to, $300, depending on how long you can hold that 100 shares. Okay, so it's a really good risk to reward even at this point right here, but you have to stick to that stop. I would stick to that stop, and if it gets me out, it gets me out. If it starts looking like it's getting bought back up and reestablishing support here, well then we know that, wow, okay, this is strong. This is actually strong. This actually may end up completely recovering and squeezing all the way up to those levels. So that's kind of how I'm going to be looking at DVAX this morning. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move it up a little bit too. We've got a couple other interesting ones here that I don't typically trade, Baidu being one of those. Baidu's had a crazy run up here. You can see on the daily chart. We kind of are getting into some areas where there could be a little resistance, but I think it's possible to even get a move all the way up to 130, and that's a very strong psychological number, especially for $100 stock. And But here's the thing with Baidu, and I think this is also something that needs to be said for um, most of these stocks that we're trading today. Now, aside from the coronavirus stocks, I don't know so much, but as far as like Baidu, JD, Walmart, I think SPY is definitely it's going to matter what the SPY does today. And today might just be a nice little area of consolidation. Today could end up being really choppy in the markets on a lot of these stocks. So this is why I really want to kind of stick more to the coronavirus stocks. I want to stick more to the ones that look like they really could make a good, strong run. So, man, NVAX is looking really good at this level, too. Wouldn't be risking much. Would not be risking much. I'll tell you what, though, NVAX could just explode when that bell rings. I don't know. But anyway, this is why I'm paying more attention to these stocks right here. But I will say this: if SPY isn't choppy, and if it actually makes a significant move down, as you can see here, and I know these levels are a little bit more confusing, but if it actually breaks and comes back down and breaks yesterday's low and makes its way back down to test that 9 EMA on the daily, which is a very likely scenario. There could definitely be profit taken today. There could definitely be people, there could end up being a heavy pullback. And so I think if that happens, I think it's very possible for a lot of these stocks to follow suit. Baidu, JD sitting at all-time highs right now. Let me confirm that. Yeah, all-time highs. So now here is what is another scenario, and this is something that happened with JD last week. Is I was actually looking for JD to pull back right at the opening bell to a previous place of solid support, and then go long on it, and it did. It did exactly that. And that's something that that's a common thread when trading a stock like JD. As a matter of fact, this might have been it. This might have been it when it pulled back. Yeah, to these levels here. Yeah, it made a double bottom. That's right, and then caught a move up. So, I think it's possible to be looking for the same thing over here today. If SPY seems like it's getting a temporary shot down to the downside, I think JD could do something like that. So I'll be watching basically only watching JD for reversal. I'm not going to really trade JD on anything else. Pretty much just a reversal. Now it's going to be interesting because for me to feel good about catching a reversal, SPY has to look like it's still strong. If SPY is weak, then all I'm going to be doing is poorly catching a falling knife. And so that could turn ugly real quick. So I don't think my share size is going to be too big, and I'm definitely going to be ready to get out and admit that I'm wrong if I have to. So Walmart is a stock that I'm watching, but I don't even know if I really want to be watching this. I mean, it's if you look at the daily chart, I mean, it's not typically one of those stocks that has a lot of movement in it, but it's kind of one of the hot topics today. So I've just got it up just to see what happens, and if it does form some sort of a significant pattern, I would consider getting in. I need to see what the float is on Walmart first. So pretty sure it's a big. Let's see. Yeah, okay, 1.3 billion. So you know what? I'm gonna remove it. It's just one less one to watch. ACB we could see continuation on that. I actually need to move that up closer to DVAX. And then the airliners. These are United and Delta. We're seeing a little bit of divergence between the two. And what I want to do is I want to figure out which one of these is going to be showing divergence from the SPY and which one's going to be following the SPY. But they both may end up, running together as they do sometimes. Apple, just got it up here to watch just in case, if there's some kind of pullback, I can jump in on it. TWLO, it looks like it's ready to break. And what's interesting is I did a check on Wayfair. Wayfair, you saw that rollover pattern, and it finally snapped yesterday and broke all the way down from here. It had a break from 165 all the way down to 150. So that was a $15 move on Wayfair. And I was, checking up on that every now and then when it was suffering this rollover pattern here. But one thing that Wayfair did do is it had a hard time kind of on this one day here, I guess Friday, cracking through that 9 EMA. And it wasn't really till the next day that it kind of opened up, cracked through the 9 EMA, and then broke all these levels and took that move down. So with TWLO, it's more it hasn't even touched the 9 EMA yet, but it still presents pretty good opportunity for a good move down. Obviously, and it's still respecting this trend line overall. It's basically, we had a couple fake out breakouts through it, but it's pretty much, it's respecting it, guys. And I think, TWLO, if heavy volume pours in, could be a good move. Boeing just ripped my face off yesterday, and I don't know why I'm not learning my lesson, but I'm going to keep it there on the watch list just in case. And then, of course, we've got ZM. ZM looks like, and let's just remove some of these moving averages here. You can see that ZM kind of looks like it is in a position to where it could crack through some of these levels and make a little bit of a leg down. So I like to remove those moving averages because when you look at these moving averages, sometimes it looks deceptively like they can hold this stock up. It's like, oh, it's finding support on the moving average. Again, these are lagging indicators. Okay. Look at this. Looked like it was finding support. What happened? Busted right down through. Looked like it was probably somebody probably thought before all this happened that this was finding support here. Busted right through. Okay. And so this could be another one of those situations. Now, and this is kind of telling, when you do have a breakdown, but then a buy back up and it sits on top of it, that's a pretty bullish look right there, which is why it ended up coming back up. Right. But other than that, you get a break and a close below that 9 EMA, you better look out. It's probably going to go down. It's probably going to continue to go down. But anyway, really the ones that I'm watching today, again, mRNA, I'm going to be ready to look for a buy up all the way to 80s and start averaging in with, maybe 50 share lots at a time. But if it does come down and break 76, I will be willing to get in with 50 shares at the break of 76. So I'll have my finger on the trigger button there. And then NVAX, same thing. I'm kind of looking for a pullback here. Just be watching for that. DVAX, I'm pretty much looking for a very bullish move and a break of the 750 levels to go long. ACB, I'm looking for more bullish momentum, more bullish continuation on this stock today. As you can see, it looks like they're going to try to test some of these levels up here. So we'll see, but I would like to see a good pullback, maybe to these levels, maybe to pre-mark or previous day close, maybe back to the $16 levels. Yesterday I think it went on a halt out the gates, massive sell-off. So want to make sure it doesn't do something like that again. And then Baidu, we may look for continuation again. We're going to be Baidu, JD, UAL, DAL. I'm going to be watching the SPY on all of these, even Apple, even Boeing and Zoom, if I do come in and check these out later on. But anyway, and then Sagar is calling Pixie. Let's check it out real quick. Wow, man. Can you locate shorts for this? No, you cannot. Man, that's ridiculous. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, man, I don't know. I don't even know. This could be a dangerous look right here. This could be a really dangerous look. I'll throw it up there just to check up on it later. Maybe even set an alert. Let's see if it breaks back over what would it be? 13. So we'll set an alert for Pixie. Let's say 12.60. 1270 on the ask. If it gets to 1270, I'd like to know. That could be interesting. And if it gets to $9 on the bid, that could also be interesting. So we'll say 940 just to catch it. That could be interesting for a reversal. So anyway, got about a minute to the bell. There we go. mRNA is making a beautiful move up. Good job. Good job, mRNA. Good job. Come to Papa. Let's see. NVAX making a little bit of a pullback. There we go. DVAX. Looks like it's going to do well. So Sauger's watching ABUS, NNDM. ABUS looks like that'll be a little bit of a slower mover today, but maybe not. You never know. Some of them, they just explode. NNDM, I'd definitely wait for that to break out over 150 and get over that 100-day moving average. But yeah, these pretty good. DVAX looks like it's holding. There we go. Nice move back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take 100 shares there on DVAX, and we'll just see. If it breaks down below, well, Pixie looks like it's about to take off. mRNA is continuing to push up. This is good. Come on, mRNA. DVAX looks like it's pushing. We'll see. NVAX making a strong move. ACB getting a sell-off. See what DVAX can do. See if DVAX can make its move up. Can get a move up. Can we add back in here? See if we can add back in. Here, we'll get in. We got 200 at 91. Get out if we have to. Really want to see DVAX make a good, strong push up past 707. Here, we'll come out. Oh, I accidentally came out all my shares. Did not mean to do that. I only meant to take half my shares off there. Dadgummit. A lot of selling, but a lot of buying. Here, let's get back in. Let's get back in, see if we can push back up over 7. Come on. Come on, DVAX. There we go. Made a move above VWAP on the 1 minute. It's good. What a chop fest. Let's check back in with mRNA. Kudos to mRNA. NVAX. Kudos to NVAX. Looks like it might have a hard time, though, breaking that. Yeesh. Oh, come on. Well, let's see if we get the push. Tell you what, if NVAX has a hard time here, definitely going to consider getting in. want to see DVAX make a continuation. Can we get a continuation here? Here we got 200 now at 699. Oh, come on. Niche. See if it can hold. There we go. Come on. Can you hold? Nah. Come on. It's not looking very promising here, guys. Okay, had to get out. Oh, major fail on DVAX. mRNA. Oh, mRNA got the fail off of 80. Dadgummit. Almost 80. I missed it. Let's see. See if we can get a good enough little pullback to get in there. There we go. 79.35. 79.41 is what we'll go for. Nah. NVAX getting the rejection as well. It's almost kind of like a double top here. Okay, mRNA, boy, I'm missing the moves left and right this morning. That's okay. Okay, JD looks like it could be making that reversal we talked about. Give that a chance to come back and work itself out. Pixie halt. So okay, so Pixie did all right. Pixie did all right. Pixie looks like it's a popular stock today, that's for sure. We'll see though. DVAX looks like it wants to get continuation, so may end up just going short here, guys. Let's see. See if we get enough of a pullback. Can we get enough of a pullback? Love to see DVAX get a pullback all the way. Back to VWAP would be interesting. All right, mRNA. Let's go ahead and jump in mRNA. I think we're going to get a good flush down from here. Could be wrong. I'll be ready to get out. Looks like it wants to go. Come on. No, yeah, that's a pretty harsh rejection off those levels. I'd be very surprised if it recovered, but I've seen mRNA do some pretty cool things before. But I'll tell you what, I will add, if we get a breakthrough 76, we'll consider adding. Definitely want to see a break of 77. Come on. 77.05 would be clutch. Otherwise, I may have to get out. Let's see. Can we get that break at 77? Oh, too quick. Too quick. See if we can get that moved down. Let's get continuation. Come on. See what kind of continuation we can get. Consider adding it. Let's see. Really want to see a break of 76. There we go. Come on. There we go. Nice, beautiful break there. And then we want to see that continuation at 75. This could be nothing but profit taken today. mRNA. Okay, got 100 now at 77.01. I want to see a rollover here. So you continued push down through 76. We'll add in again, I think. There we go. Really want to see a continued flush past 76.18. See. That was indecision there. It's not too favorable. Invax is losing. mRNA is holding that 9 EMA on the 15, so it's pretty significant. But SPY's starting to come down. I think mRNA could drag with it. Do like a break here. Looks like come on, mRNA. Let's get the break here. There we go. There we go. Get crushed. Get crushed. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We'll work our way down to 76.18. That'll be beautiful. Come on. Really need to crush that 76 level. There we go. Come on. Come on. break it down. There we go. Let's crush 76. Come on. We need to break that 76.18 level. Okay, going to come out half right there. 76.68 is the average. Looks like it's forming a bottom there, so try to be patient with it. But it looks like it keeps getting bought up. Of course, this is what happens with mRNA. It can be very whippy. Man. Yeah, it's getting bought up. So let's just see here. Let's look at what's happening. See if this is anything genuine. Looks like it's being held at bay right now. So I'll give it a shot to work itself out. ACB is continuing to get a sell off. Gonna remove that for now. Checking back in with Pixie. Pixie looks like it's losing its lunch. So I'm gonna remove Pixie for now. Yeah, mRNA is failing. I would probably want to jump in another 50 shares at the break of 76.30. So, and we will alert mRNA 76.30 on the bid, and then mRNA 77.50 on the ask. Is that right? 40, 77.40. It's like this could be the drop on mRNA. NVAC's still getting a drop. Could be finding support. There's a strong strong case for support here at these levels. 55.32 roughly. So we'll see if that breaks. mRNA about to get the drop. About to get the drop. There we go. And we're in. We got 100 shares now at 76.46. So just want to see strong continuation down. Of course, mRNA is not going to give us any kind of strong continuation. Man, this is a really bullheaded stock. Really is. It's just so hard to get any kind of continuation. There's got to be a drop coming in on this pretty soon. I mean, you would think. You would think there's going to be some kind of final drop down to those levels. Come on, 76. Ah, man. I mean, what a bullheaded stock. It's really trying not to break that low a day. $75. Where is it? 75.66. I mean, if we get that. Come on. There we go. Can we get? There we go. Locked in 50 shares. We are back to green on the day. Some considerable support here. Consider adding in on a pullback since mRNA loves giving us pullbacks. Let's look at this on the 15-minute here. Okay, we're sitting on a trend line that also matches with the previous day low. Sitting real nicely on that trend line. We need to see that trend line break. Man, it's holding it. It's holding it. Let's draw that trend line here on the 5-minute. Can we get that break? Ooh. Almost. It's holding it. Looks like a strong case, but I'll tell you what, it may have to come out. Or may have to add to, I should say. But I'll tell you what, if it holds support here, this is just such an iffy area. Because if it comes back on you here, it could be because it's holding support and it could start making a whole nother leg up. But I'll tell you what, if the sell volume continues to pour in, oh, broke trend. Broke trend. Can it hold below? This will be huge if it can hold. And break 75. And 74.22 is going to be the final break. See what kind of profit taking we can get on mRNA. Just trying to push up through that level. Man, I wish I'd caught that up here where I was originally talking about. I was locked into DVAX. Oh, look at that. Look at that move. Man. This means that the 5-minute candle will stop, will have held that trend line. But I think it's weak. I think it's weak. We'll see. NVAX continuing to lose. DVAX lightening up on the volume. I'm kind of mad at DVAX right now, so I'm going to stay away from it. Baidu really lightening up on the volume. JD is making that reversal we talked about. Actually, I was actually looking to catch the reversal here, so I was actually a little wrong about that. It ended up coming down a little bit more, and now it looks like it's reversing. So UAL, DAL. See what old Apple's doing. Let's check in with Disney. Disney looked like it was making a little bit of a move. Looks like it's hit some resistance. We'll see though. Today could just be chop fest on a lot of these stocks. TWLO held those levels. Boeing had a nice pullback. Let's see. mRNA. mRNA held that trend line. So what we want to see is a clear push down through 75.30. Probably would end up getting back in there if it could do that, but we'll see. I think I'm going to leave DVAX alone. Check back in with Pixie. Okay, Pixie looks like it might be wanting to make another leg up, but this could actually be a descending trend line here. So I don't know. Baidu, JD, UAL. We'll just wait for the setups. We'll just wait for the setups. SPY's pushing right now. So Apple's following suit, as it normally does. mRNA. Getting a nice little push here. Back up to these levels. See if mRNA can make its way up to VWAP. So we'll do 77.25. Okay, I think now if it breaks, I'm going to move my order because I think if it breaks, I think it'll break. Have a potential of breaking VWAP. We'll say 77.45. And then we'll add all the way up to, well, we can just continue to add up to here. I don't think it's going to recover all of this. I think it's going to come back and test all of this here. Maybe even get an EMA rejection here. We'll see. NVAX getting a pullback. See what NVAX is looking like. Let's see what kind of a pullback this potentially is here. So found some good support, kind of off this level. It's not really support. And man, I tell you what, I was looking at this. I should have gotten in that one too, but oh well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's the thing about trading. You know, making the calls isn't really what makes you a good trader. It gives you a good eye for the stock market and what the stock market's going to do, but that doesn't make you a good trader. Having a good eye is only good if you're going to take the trade. If you don't take the trade, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. SPY's making a nice little leg up, guys, by the way, for anybody who's interested. But it's hitting up at the previous day close right now. See if we can get this fill here. There we go. So we got 100 at 76.85 average. So we're gonna see what kind of move we can make here. See if we can get a retest of these levels down here. SPY's getting a nice buy up. NVAX getting a nice buy up. Almost be worth it to go ahead and jump in here in NVAX. RNA. Good. Yeah, I think 78. 40, 78, 25 maybe. Let's see, where would we be? 78. Yeah. Maybe 78.35. We'll do another 50 shares there. Some. Ah, come on. Man, what a sell-off. Somebody just sold a ton of their shares. Ah. Really looking to add again there. Index 54. Where do we go? 55.67. So we'll take 25 off at 54.57. Lock in some profit there. mRNA. Love to pick up this 100 at let's see, where'd it go? 60, 76.50. We got 76.85. I would pick up 50 shares at 76.25. Yeah, we'll do 76.25. So if this can be a VWAP fake out breakout, that would be solid. SPY's getting a massive buy up right now though. So just kind of be on alert for that. See if we can get a flush down to 54.37. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. mRNA's being a little stubborn. right, guys, I will be right back. mRNA and NVAX still just having a really hard time pulling back. They're just powerhousing through somehow. So would really love to see a fail come in here, but may have to take a significant loss on it. So would really love to see a pullback. I'm trying to be patient with it, guys. Trying to be patient with mRNA. Really like to see a pullback at least to VWAP. But yeah, if it breaks 79, I'm gonna have to get out at least half my shares. Unfortunately. It's very light volume. But it just, they keep buying it up. You can see it sells off, it gets bought up, sells off, gets bought up. And just having a really hard time making any kind of a pullback, so. Would love to see a break down through 78. Really just trying to be patient with it. This can end up putting me up really nice on the day. If we can get that breakthrough back down to the 77 levels. At least a retest of VWAP would be amazing. Looks like it's having a hard time getting over 79, so but if it does it, you know, like I said, I'll have to come off at least 100 shares and see what the rest of them would do. See if there'd be a place to re-enter and make some of that profit back, but let's see if we can get down here. At least get out those first 100 at 77.70. There we go. There we go. Can we get them? It's holding that 20 EMA. Want to really see the crackdown through that 20 EMA here. It's holding the 5 or the 9 EMA on the 5 minute, or excuse me, the 2 minute. Come on. Let's get the breakdown. This should be rolling over. So 78.40 would be significant, and then 79.09 would be significant. So there we go. There we go. Come on. Let's get a flush. All we need is a really nice solid flush here. mRNA having a hard time as usual. There we go. Come on. Pull. Pull it. We get that break at 78.06. That'll be clutch. And we should be able to get out here in the 77s. Come on. Come on. There's a break below that 20 on the 1. It should be significant. Come on. Pull mRNA. All you got to do is pull for me. Come on. There we go. This should be the flush. We should get the move down here. Come on. It's having a really hard time. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. How did you not get my shares off there? Oh, come on. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Can we break it? Come on. Let's break down. Get the rest at 30. We got 35, I think. Come on. Nah. Oh, I'm trying to be patient, guys. I really am trying to be patient. $77.30, 50. Let's get 50 at $77.55. We'll get it at 45. And then 77.20. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right, I'll take it there at 64. If we can get that flush. So we're going to hold VWAP. Yeesh. Okay. $77.55. Come on. You can lose VWAP. We can do well. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. There's the first 50. Come on. Let's make a further move down to 77.20. Can we get the other fill there? Come on. Almost. Almost. Okay, gonna take 25 off there. And see if we can get the other 25 at the break of 77. See if we're going to go back down and test that trend line. Okay, let's see, 76.80. Can we get it? Can we get it? Come on. Come on, there we go. And almost, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. And let's visit NVAX. Come on, NVAX. So we got the first 50 on NVAX. And 54.76. Here, let's do 25 at 54.90. And then 54.55. There we go. And this will clear out the day, and we will end the day up whatever we end the day up. All right. Whew. Man, guys, I'm sorry I've been missing in action. My apologies. I think we can get to 65 on 25 shares. And then I'll bet we could get to 40. Maybe not, but let's just see what everything looks like. It's turning around right now. SPY's failing. mRNA looks like it could be finding somewhat support there on that trend line. So NVAX, let's see if we get the breakdown here. It's going to be clutch. So I'm looking for a move. I'm looking for a break of 55 and then 82. And then I think we can catch the first 25 at 54.65. And then I would be looking for another at, let's see. Wait a second, 56. So that'd be 100. You know what? I probably ought to just take 50. I probably just ought to get out the whole 50 at 54.65. Yeah. Let's do that. We'll put it for 54.60 and we'll just see. But we got to get the breakdown through 55 first. Either way, we're ending in the green today. Don't know by how much. But we're ending in the green. Then I really want to go for this 54.65 move. I think we can get that. That would put us up $100 on those last shares. We'd end the day over $200. So let me just see what this is wanting to do here. Yeah, we break 55 and then 54.82. It is on like Donkey Kong. But yeah, either way, we're ending in the green. So Yeah, sorry guys, I've been a little out. So it looks like okay, in the time that I've been away, Yoni B has um, made a pretty successful long, looks like, in Pixie. Good job. Um, and you forgot you were holding mRNA. Okay, so let's see. $6 per share on 1K shares on mRNA. Good lord, nice. Uh, Sauger up 63, net down 22, over traded because of an NDM, worked in my favor on a few tries. Yep, green day on the trades is good. Yeah, it's hey, one day at a time. One day at a time. I'm serious about that too. People don't, in my opinion, people don't take that into consideration as much. It's something I have to often remind myself of too, Sauger. I mean, you could be down on commissions and stuff, but I mean, if you're green on the trades, it's just very important to see that. It's very important to see that. Um, and I think it does something for your confidence, and I think it's just good overall, really good overall. So, um, here we go. So we're going to test this 55 area. I'm almost tempted to jump in with 100 shares here, or another 50 shares at least. Come on. There we go. Man, come on. I could end the day right here at $180, but I don't I don't want to sell myself short. I want to be patient with this. I want to see it through. I think I don't see why we can't get down to those 54 levels here. Um, I don't see why that's not a possibility. A flush down here to 54.60 should not be difficult. It just shouldn't be. Um, but we do have some considerable support at 54.80, 54.82. I'm looking at these levels back here. So, but yeah, we bust through it. I think we'll go down all the way down at least to 54.50. I think we'll test it. Um, look at the 1 minute. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, it is not wanting to break. This is being as stubborn as a stock can be. There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. Push down to 60. Come on. Don't cheat me out here. Don't cheat me out here. Come on. All right. I'm going to come out half at 78. See if we can get that there. And then see if the other... There we go. 54.35. See if we can let's see if we can bust through 50. I'll even consider taking it at 40. Come on. Either way, we know we're in the green, at least 150 on the day. And Vax, you're being dumb. Look at this junk. Come on, man. You broke. You broke. Don't mess around. Let's hit that 54.50. If we can't do it, I'll take it at 54.60. If it comes down and it stalls, like at 54.50 or something like that, I'll just throw in my order at 54.60. Sagar, by the way, are you still in here? Yoni B says mRNA dump coming here. Yep, you called it. I know you put that in a while back. Let's see. Algern. Do you guys have physical gold and silver? They're starting to run. I do not. Sagar looks like he does. My wife likes it. Yeah, I think most wives like it. Okay, so commissions is part of running the business. So I also look at green trades, not commissions. Yeah, true. So I was going to ask you, what did you think about my comment to your comment on the video recap yesterday? Because I don't know if maybe you did respond. I pretty much jumped in here this morning and went straight to the live stream, but it didn't look like I had any notifications. So I was just curious as to what. So I was asking you, the question was basically, have you considered forming some kind of a strategy for large caps, just in case. Okay. Yeah. And the comment came primarily from the fact that I really feel like this, by the way, this looks like it's just not going to do anything. So looks like it's pulling back here. Let me just see. Could we get a retest of 54.90 maybe? Yeah. There we go. Ooh. Let's see. Hold on a second. The question was coming primarily from, maybe it is going to flush down. I'll go ahead and put it down. I'm going to put it down here to 55. That should put me over 200 on the day. The question was coming primarily from looking at how low float stocks may be kind of going through a slump. It just seems, they kind of come and go. Ross Cameron, for example, has been on an absolute tear in the low float small cap stock community for the last, 30 some days. And, typically once he goes on runs like this, he ends up going into a pretty bad slump because a lot of these low floats just kind of stop moving the way that they do. And it's kind of just how the ebb and flow of the market, the market, we often talk about how it's almost like a living, breathing organism. It's emotional. It goes through seasons of depression and, whatever. I mean, however you want to, analyze it, or, but figuratively speaking, obviously, so I'm just wondering, it seems as though low floats have been on such a tear lately. I'm almost wondering if they're going to be slowing up. Now, regardless, they might not be slowing up. They might just continue to go on a tear, and that's fine and that's great. But still, yet, have you considered, some of the large caps and, maybe even having some kind of a strategy with large cap stocks, just in case, something in your back pocket. Something that maybe you could even take smaller share size on, but because they move, oftentimes several dollars at a time, you could impact, let's see. I see now I have considered it. I would need to spend more time on studying the large caps. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, honestly, they move pretty much the same way the small caps do. They're just typically not as volatile, and they're larger caps, so you can't necessarily pick up as many shares. You're not gonna pick up 5,000 shares on a $55 stock like NVAX. I mean, now you might, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially with moves like this. I mean, these stocks are moving, you know, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 at a time, sometimes out of the gates, and so. Um, but the chart patterns often work the same. The technical indicators often mean very similar things. I mean, it's you know, I have small cap in my back pocket as another strategy. You guys have seen me come in here and trade small caps from time to time. So, but it's not my number one. Like, I just find that I don't do as well. I'm not as consistent. And actually, going back to Ross Cameron, I mean, I took his course and I started out trading the low float small cap stocks. Um, but just having difficult time, like, the deceiving part of it for me was I was doing well with it at first. But then, I just started, it just wasn't doing as well. And I just found that, I could do well with it sometimes, and then sometimes it was just like, man, it was just constantly nailing me, and I just wasn't able to trade them as well as before. So that's kind of when I started studying large caps, and I found that they typically move a little slower. Yes, they move more in price. Now I say more in price. I mean, obviously, you have low float stocks that can move, you know, 5, 10, 15, $20 in a day. Okay. But, with these, typically they're not moving that much. Typically it's like getting in on a $3 stock, and it's like $3.50, and you buy 1,000 shares, and it goes up to $5.50 or $6.50. They'll move a few bucks on those shares. And we're talking about intraday. Sometimes, obviously, they pick up momentum, and throughout a whole week, they could move up, $50 or whatever. But take, for example, even just looking at, like uh, Tesla, for example. Tesla can move $30 in one day easily. I mean, that's like the norm for Tesla. And if you think about it, if you're able to catch, the price action at the right moment, if you're able to chart it out correctly, I mean, you could get in with Tesla. You can get in with 10 shares, and it would have to move a whole $5, $10 against you for you to lose 50 to $100, right? Um, Whereas, and it gives you more time. It's like the trade kind of slows down, even though it's moving more, like dollar wise. Like, the trade is still slowing down, if that makes sense. And it gives you more opportunity to make technical decisions, or make decisions based off the technicals of these chart patterns and stuff. It gives you, like right now in NVAX. And of course, this is later in the morning, so this is really going to be a poor comparison. But even with mRNA, when mRNA tapped down here at 955, we had drawn this trend line. I told you this is about to get, very potentially get bought up off of this trend line, and it did. It did. But I was able to gradually average in and just kind of take my time with it. Where, these low float stocks they're making, bull flags like every 10 minutes, and they're, going on a charge again. And you know what I mean? They move very quickly. But anyway, so you said I would like to get better on the small caps first since I have more experience on it. Got it. And I understand that. Also, I would need to find and research new criteria for my scanner for large caps. Yeah. Good job, Yoni B. Looks like you're doing well. Having a backup is very good, especially if it doesn't mess with your focus on what you're good at. Yeah. Sagar says, I think the key thing for me is making a scanner for the big caps. Those are very good points. Well, I'll tell you what, Sagar. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this before. You probably have. I don't. I don't even have a scanner anymore. I don't even invest in trade ideas anymore. I pretty much I go to YouTube and type in live trade ideas live scanners, and you've got people up there that have created scanners. You can find for small caps, you can find them for large caps, um, and then obviously just check the news report on FinViz. That's pretty much what I do. That's kind of part of my conservative trading strategy. I used to have a membership to Benzinga Pro. I was paying like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 a year for that. I had trade ideas with the AI, the full package deal. I was paying almost 2,000 for that. Um, you know, and I just found one day that I can come in here and make money and trade stocks and do very well for myself without even messing with that stuff. It's all, there's so many great free resources available online. So all that to say, I mean, I come in here every day. You see me trading these large caps. Now, yes, you don't get the alerts. You don't get the, I mean, you'll see it on YouTube and yeah, they're live streamed. So the alerts would be maybe 10 seconds late. But all I do, man, is I pick a watch list and I just stick to those stocks and I make money from them. And every now and then I'll jump up on FinViz or TradingView, or I'll see if there's, or even go back on YouTube and I'll see, check out the scanners, the live scanners there, and see if there's anything, that's popping off. But typically, I mean, it's really not difficult. It's really not difficult to find the stocks, and really all you need are just a couple that are moving. I mean, you can see here I'm only trading 3 stocks today. In a lot of days, you'll only see me trade, 3, 4, maybe 5 stocks. I mean, you don't need many. Yes, I have a bigger watch list just because I've got stuff that I'd like to track with, and maybe over the next few days it could end up making bigger moves or whatever the case may be. And some of them are just regulars that I just like to keep on here. But by and large, I've got, I mean, this is basically my watch list for the day, mRNA through DAL. And and I'm not even trading half of them, but there's plenty that you can find out there if you did want to do that. So anyway, I mean, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to tell you, or I'm not trying to make you think you have to change your strategy or anything, or I'm not trying to come in here and, I mean, tell you how to trade or whatever. It's just a recommendation, because I know that it's something that helped me, and so that's something that you'll hear me talk about sometimes. Just how when I got into it, because I think a lot of day traders get into it with the whole low float small cap mentality. It's big money, fast money. You can have a smaller account size and take 1,000 shares of this or 2,000 shares of that. And, and I think if you can master it, I do agree. It's a good way to grow an account. But the thing is a lot of people coming into this that are new, if they just, I feel like if you were to look at some of the mid caps, the large caps, the slower moving stocks, the ones that you could take maybe smaller share size on and kind of let them work out. I feel like that's just a much better, at least for myself, I would say across the board, even just new traders, because the key is yes, low float stocks can be a great way to grow your account quick if you've got the experience. That's the key. That's really the key, is having that experience. But I'll tell you what, man, I spent 3 months in a trading simulator while I was taking Ross Cameron's courses, and I felt like I got pretty good with them. But when you go live, man, there's something about having real money in that junk. It's just a lot more difficult. Now, Ross Cameron, he can go in and do it because he doesn't care. He can lose money 500 times and he doesn't care. He'll just refund the CMEG account and start over. He's ballsy. He takes moves that, guys like you and I, or people that were just starting out trading with real money, would not really take, and he's been doing this junk for like, 20 years or whatever, 10 years. And so he's got a very well developed eye for it. But I don't know, man. Again, it's just really just food for thought. Really just food for thought. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, that's something that you would have to think about on your own, or a decision you'd have to make on your own. But here we go, finally getting that move on NVAX. See if we could get all the way down to 54. 54.35. Let's see. Buy those last 25 shares there. Yeah, it's a great strategy. It really is. What is this you've been on, Yoni B? KGC. Dang, son. Nice. Well, Sagar, I'll tell you what, man. I'm always hesitant. I'm always hesitant because I do understand that everybody's got a different mentality. Everybody's got a different way of trading, and I don't ever want to come across as like I think my recommendations are the be all end all. I mean, I think that um, the basis and the reasoning for why I put forth that kind of advice is, once again, it is my own personal experience, but I've heard other traders talk about this sort of thing as well. Talk about, like, let's take bear bull traders for example. The bear bull traders community, they are by and large not fans of small cap stocks, the low floaters, the fast movers. You very rarely see them jumping in there. Even Andrew Aziz, if you follow Andrew Aziz, he'll tell you he's just not a fan of it. And just about every single one of those members of the bear bull trader community, they end up building wealth and growing their accounts off of the mid caps and the large caps and that sort of thing. And so, and so the basis for me always talking about this sort of thing it really does come from a heart of just, knowing that this is my personal experience. I've heard other traders talk about it, and I really do genuinely believe that it's a very helpful way to get new traders to grow an account. But like I said, I don't ever want to come across too pushy on that sort of thing. So I hope I don't come across that way. Yeah, this is interesting. Wonder if this is a good place to go long. I wonder what JNUG is doing. Look at JNUG. Getting the drop right there. Cool. Cool. Appreciate that, Sagar. Appreciate that. Yeah, GDX, JNUG, they're all following suit. They're all doing the same thing. Yeah. NVAX. Man, NVAX is trying to hold that, but it's respecting that EMA. So as long as it's respecting that EMA, man, it made it down all the way to 56. Tapped and shot right back up. Could have been out there. This I don't like. I don't like how it's just getting bought up like that. Really is having a hard time getting down to those levels. Maybe I should have taken it at 60. I should have been watching that. Ugh. Such a pain. Such a pain, NVAX. And mRNA has lost the trend line. I almost wonder if it's about to go on a trend line bounce here. Let's see. Is it going to break back over it? There it is. Okay, it's breaking back over it. Let's go ahead and jump in there and see if we can get a quick move down to just a quick scalp. we got it at 76.45, so say 76.15. We'll buy them back. See if we can get a buyback there at 76.15. Maybe 76.25, yeah. Just gonna pad the wallet. Nah, let's see. I'm gonna keep it at 15. 76.15. Although it looks like it could be making that move back up, but let's see. Let's try to give it a little bit of a chance to work out here. It did clear that 20 EMA. See if we can get a flush down there. Get me out at 76.15. There we go. There we go. And yeesh. Okay, I'm going to take it there. Okay, all out. So 162.13. I took it at 25, by the way, you can see here. So just made 10 bucks. Really just paying for a couple commissions there. NVAX, you're killing me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out NVAX at 54.85, I think would be. I mean, unless it's holding here. Freaking A. Let's take it at 54.85 and I'll be done. This should put me over 200. Come on. Good job. mRNA is making another push up. NVAX. It's finally breaking over that EMA. Man, come on. You're going to cheat me out of my $200 day, NVAX. We're going to end in the profit, but it may not be what we wanted, and that's unfortunate. Okay. So we will take it at 25, should we? Or is that going to hold? If that holds, forget about it. Is that going to hold? Oh, come on. mRNA. See if we can get a flush here. Flush down to 85. Come on. Come on, NVAX. You know you want to. Come on, flush. Baidu, man, what a great short. What a great short this could have been. Sagar, check this out, man. You could have gone short, you know, even just 100 shares as it's rejecting these levels. You could have taken it right here, 117.50, put your stop over VWAP, which would have been basically, I mean, you could wait for a confirmed break. You could put it all the way up to 118 for a confirmed break. You're risking 50 bucks. And then say when it gets down to 115.50, as it's nearing this, you would have seen that maybe as a double bottom, and you would have probably went ahead and take 50 of your shares off the table, which would have given you a $100 profit on those first 50 shares. And then you just set your stop to break even. Or maybe set your stop to 116.50, so you could at least make 50 bucks on those last 50 shares. But then here you can see it comes down, and you could take the other 50 off at 113.50. So you could have, you would have made really good money on that trade. You would have made, what is that, 117.50 to 200. So you would have made $300 on that 100 shares. I wish I had seen this. I don't know. I've just been tied up in NVAX and mRNA, and oh my gosh, now I got to come out of this. Okay, you're going to cheat me out of my... Going to cheat me out. So we'll buy them there. Hopefully we'll get a pullback to 45. That'd be nice. Yeah, it would have been a good trade, but, and that's the other part of it too. Sometimes it's not even really, the strategy. It's the stocks that you're trading and that you're paying attention to. You can miss really good moves. Like, there's nothing here on JD I would have traded. I would have actually tried the reversal here, but then I would have gotten stopped out, and I would not have made a second attempt here. And I don't know if I would have reattempted here after it cracked through previous day low again. So I probably wouldn't have done any trading on that, even if I saw it. UAL, probably not. None of these. Apple, none of these. Maybe Apple. I don't know. I can't say for sure I would have taken that one either. TWLO. Kind of looking interesting right now, just because you could get in for a really nice short with a tight stop. You take 25 shares here at 187. I think it's possible that it cracks down to test VWAP. So if you took 50 shares, you'd be risking roughly 50 to make. Well, you'd probably get out at the test at the crack of VWAP. So 50 to make 75. It's not the best. It's not the best look there. And NVAX is just trying to go on a squeeze right now. Would you just come back to 55.45, please? I'll put it at 40. I think it could get a quick flush through to there. Well, no, I'll say 45 because I want to make sure. Make sure it gets it. All right, Sauger, good trading, man. Yeah, I'm about to head out too. Got some work I got to get to, so. Have a good day, man. Looking forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Oh, you are? Nice. What are you not going to be able to trade in the mornings? Or are you still going to be able to trade in the mornings? we go. Out 192.13. So we'll be spending free time with your daughter. Trading will go on. Okay. So you'll still be in here, yeah? We'll still get to see you. And what kind of if you don't mind, what kind of job are you starting? Just a little side hustle or something, or nice. Cool. Well, good deal, Sagar. Well, I hope it goes well for you, man. And speaking of other jobs, I've got another job I've got to get to now. So, um, but yeah, it was good seeing you, man. And take care. Have a good rest of the day. And everybody else, you guys take care. And Yoni B, Work Diver. Not sure who all's still in here. Let's see. So I used to work at Walmart Labs as a software engineer. Now I got hired at eBay. Nice, nice. Good job, man. Good job, Sagar. Are you so is it kind of like a work from home thing, or do you go to an actual physical location? Yeah, you're welcome, Work Diver, and once again, thank you for always being here. And guys, look at this. This is story of my freaking life. Look at this junk. Nvax robbed me of my $200 day, and then here it goes. It's slamming down through the ranks. But anyway, same software engineer for the next 2 months. We're work from home. Even after that, I'll work from home 3 days out of the week. Nice. Dude, you're like a really smart person. Software engineer. That's incredible. That is incredible. Any kind of engineering is, you know, I mean, I've, I've, I ran a studio out of my home, an audio engineering lab out of my home. So I was engineering sound, music, editing, mixing, mastering of really any kind of digital audio material. But I still don't think that's on the level of some of these other forms of engineering. I mean, you've got, software engineering, plastics engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. All that stuff to me is like, you got to be like super smart. Music is harder than software, you think? I don't know, man. I mean, there's definitely a lot to it. A lot of knobs and buttons and measuring frequencies and, EQing things out and, messing with digital effects and stuff. But it's really not. I mean, there's, it's like once you kind of get the gist of it, once you get the foundation laid, it's really not that difficult. But I guess that could be said for anything, probably. You got to have a good ear for it. But software, man, that's like coding and numbers and stuff, right? Isn't that? I mean, that's like a lot of technical computer work type stuff. And anyway, I don't know. That seems like a really complex field. I always feel like people that do any kind of like software engineering or whatever, like they've got to be geniuses. You think of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. With music, there is no right or wrong answer until your listeners tell you. Yeah, by then it's too late. You're absolutely right. What's funny too is as an audio engineer, the things that you can catch out there, the things that you'll hear in other music productions, like and I'm talking about stuff that comes out of like really big mainstream music industry grade studios. I'm talking about stuff that comes from like out of like Warner Brothers Studios and Sony and Universal, like the stuff that has like the world class engineers on. It's funny because every now and then, like you'll even catch like little flaws and little errors and little mistakes and stuff that it's like you think to yourself, man, you work for Universal. Like, how did you let that slip, or how did you let that slide, or how did you. But then at the same time, you know, we've all of us engineers, you don't catch everything. Like that's one thing people don't think about. Like when you're engineering every single second of every minute of every, you know, of the whole entire length of an album or a movie production or something. I mean, there's bound to be a second or two in there that, you know, you might not catch something. But it's just interesting to be able to catch that stuff. And, you know, it's kind of annoying sometimes too, because you know, it's hard to sometimes just enjoy a piece of music without analyzing the engineering part of it. But I'll tell you this, I've been away from it long enough to where, I mean, I still have my studio and everything. I closed it down to the public. I pretty much only keep it up and running for my own personal music projects and stuff. Because I don't really deal with it as much anymore, I've kind of gotten away from that. And I find that I'm actually able to enjoy audio productions, you know, and not necessarily, I'm not necessarily listening for all that stuff anymore. So, with music, there's no right or wrong. Yeah, mastering music is hard, especially with analog system. Yeah, oh, it is. Mastering is it's really hard to find a good mastering studio, and actually that was one of my specialties. There were a lot of projects I would get from other studios that had been recorded and mixed already, and they would send it to me to do all the final mastering on. So I did a lot of mastering jobs, but mastering also pays the best in my opinion. Though I would prefer, like I even thought about at one point maybe just having like just a full-fledged mastering studio, like completely cutting out recording and mixing and all of that, and just doing strictly mastering. But might like ERI. What's ERI? Is that like a band or a music group or something? Or oh, we're talking about music, man. You're talking about stocks, all right? Oh, that's a great one, Sauger. Yeah, man. What's the story on this? What's the story on this? Man, and it's had a nice little move up. I'd take 25 shares on it. Take a quick 25 shares and just see what it does from here. See if it comes down enough to give me a nice little profit. I'd look for, let's see, 92. So let's take it at 42. I'll take a nice 50-cent scalp on that. And if it keeps going, I'll grab something else. What's the story? Check news though. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's making a nice move. It looks like it's got some resistance at 34. Let's see if we can get just that quick move down to 42. If it's a larger float though, I might need to get out because it'll move slower. Let's see if it drops. Is it gonna pull back? There we go. Nice little pullback. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get out. I should have let it play out. $3. So I paid for the trade and made like $1. Look at that. What am I doing? What am I doing? I got scared. I'll just be honest with you. I got scared because I thought to myself, wait a minute, if this is a large cap, this thing it's gonna have a really hard time tanking. But it actually did, it completely went down to my, oh, almost, yeah, 39, wait, 40, 41, yeah, it made it down there. Yeah, I'd be out. Oh well, that would have put me over 200. Thanks, Sauger. I got scared, man, because you're right. You said check the news, and then I was thinking to myself, yeah, this could be. Let's look at it though. Let's check it out. ERI. Oh, it's got a 35% short float, 67 million share float. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I could even take... If this busts back down through 30... Yeah, let's see if it comes up a little bit more here. I'll risk a little bit. I'll risk losing out on this one. Okay, so I'm going to take it at 68. And we'll buy it back at 48. See if we can get a quick move back down to 48. See if we can just crack over that 200 mark. And if I have to take a, you know, $20 loss or whatever, that's fine too. Just wonder if we could get a solid move back to 48, or if it's going to continue moving up. See what it does here. If it stalls, I'll take it at 58. Is it going to stay strong? There we go. All right, Sagar. Take care, man. So you're going to get me out. Let's see. There we go. See a flush. Oh, come on. That was a bullish pullback. Really not wanting to sell. See if we get this sell off here. Gonna get this. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. Should have taken my order. There we go. Okay, we're up 205.13. All right, guys. Ending the day there. Up 200, over 200 bucks. Needed a day like that. So, all right, guys. Well, hope y'all have a good rest of the day. And come back, look for the recap video later. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Take care.